What's up, everybody? Brett here, and I'm back today casting some more Total War Warhammer 2 action. This is going to be submitted by my buddy Triari, and look how elite this army is. How small. And he's going to be going up against an incredibly wide Greenskin army of Goblin-themed with Orc Cav. Very interesting. Skarsnik as the Lord. Now, I know where all the money went here. I see Hydras, I see the new Regiment of Renown, and Malekith on his Black Dragon is quite expensive as well. So let's slow things down, because when the Goblins are involved, things get wild pretty quickly. So, cheap infantry here. 2 Dread Spears to hold the flank. Blades of the Blood Queen Executioners holding down the center with their Guardian Aura. And then a Hydra right behind. Breath attacks, regeneration, you know the deal. We've got Dark Riders way out on the flanks, probably looking to counter skirmish any type of Gobbo aggression. Unfortunately, the Greenskins brought some real cav this time, and since they're buffs, they're no joke. So we've also got the Cold One Knights, some good anti-large cav, can go toe-to-toe with the Greenskin cav. And then Celestia's Harvesters, which is going to, no doubt, be incredibly effective versus Goblins. They tear through light armored units. They have magic attacks, poison attacks. They come with 2 spells, Word of Pain and Soul Stealer. Gives them a little bit of HP regen. They really look for blobs. Now Malekith, he's been around for a while. You guys know the deal. He's Dark Elf, Darth Vader. And he's got some powerful abilities. He's got the Destroyer. He's got breath attacks, of course, from his dragon. Soul Stealer makes sense. I would pretty much always bring that. That's an auto-include for him. Just a big heal that does damage. And then the Gaze of Malice, kind of a bound ability. No other spells. I might bring Blade Wind versus the Greenskins because they do tend to blob up. They bring lots and lots of infantry. But let's see. This is the star of the show here. And the reason why I really wanted to bring you guys this replay. I haven't gotten her unlocked yet in my campaign playthrough, but the Siren of the Red Ruin, she's an awesome looking model. She's got like a Poseidon. Not a Poseidon, a Trident. That was a little bit of a Freudian type of slip. Word association. Trident, very cool looking Trident. She's got the snakes that kind of slither along on the ground behind her. What does she do though? That's the interesting thing. She has the Wail of Malice. She has 2 uses of this, and it affects enemies around her in a 30-meter radius. Strong versus multiple combatants, but a high chance that they will resist damage. Interesting. Can't wait to see that used. Now, she does have the ranged attacks that all Medusa have, and there is no artillery here. There's no like sneaky Vanguard deployment, so she's going to be safe to just go ahead and start shooting out her ranged attacks on these unsuspecting goblins. So the Warlords boys, they're in the front, and the forever unnamed weird bug that has been in the game for years now just says Night Goblins, but these are the Akepeat Loonies. These guys are unbreakable, 100 leadership, great in the front line mixed in with standard goblins. We've got Nasty Skulkers kind of performing a guard duty. They're got a ring around all of this ranged firepower. Night Goblin Archers mixed with standard archers. That's kind of my go-to as well. You're going to get the poison from the Night Goblins, and then just a sheer volume of fire from the standard goblins, which are very, very cheap. And then the Rusty Arrows in the center here with their armor sundering. Going to be great. And then you've also got Skarsnik. And he's got his Prada, I see. Yeah, Skarsnik's Prada. It's a long-range missile attack. He's got his Wah and Get Back Here. You need Get Back Here in order to keep your front line fighting for sure. But I'm curious how Skarsnik's going to do if he gets charged by Malekith, which is something that might actually happen. He's got armor piercing and anti-large, and he's got a lot of mass. I think he's got like the most mass in the game for an infantry unit. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think I am. I think it's either him, Grimgor, or like maybe like a certain dwarf. Oh god. There goes the first volley. That's pretty devastating. That was 19 goblins just died from that, as the numbers just get calculated. It doesn't look like a ton of damage, but look at the number. 19 models. That's crazy. I'd probably be firing at the Warlords boys just because they're a bit higher value of a target. But then the biggest threat from the goblins, without a doubt, is going to be these Savage Orc Boar Boy Biggins. And look at their models. They're super awesome, just dual-wielding these stone swords while they ride, or choppas, as they prefer to be called, on the back of these, like, painted-up hogs. Man, I love it. And then Orc Boar Boy Biggins. So, interesting mix here. We've got anti-large, and these guys are bigger and harder. They got armor piercing, but they're more meant to chew through infantry. And he's got a good mix of both of those on either side. Very interesting. I'm curious what the rationale is there. In case you need the Orc Boar Boy Biggins, the standard ones, to engage with anti-large cav, and then you can kind of send the other ones up and around. That might be the thought process there. The Prodder goes off, hits the Medusa, and now it's taking some range fire. And we're going to go ahead and let the show get on the road. Now, I would be kind of careful with Malekith here. The Rusty Arrows, once they sunder that armor, Malekith on Sephiron doesn't really have that much armor. It's down to 80 already. Ooh, and the Hydra gets a breath attack. Not the most devastating, 11 kills. Sometimes it's smart to hold it. Sometimes it's better just to let that breath attack fly. If you don't think you'll have the ability to make good use of it during the course of a battle, holy crap. 59 kills already. She's tearing them up. And Malekith is kind of safe to land here, in and amongst all of these archers. But if a nasty Skulker gets on him, or two, they can pop a smoke bomb, keep him tied to the ground. But he's already kind of seen his avenue of escape, and escape he will. We've got Cold One Knights here. With the help from the Dark Riders, they're going to beat these Savage Orc Boar big ones on the charge. Very good play there. Let the Dark Riders take the hit, and then sweep in with the more elite cav afterwards and let them do the damage. So very good play, and I think it's the only reason he's winning these engagements on either side is because of his economy of charges. Kind of a good way to put that. Big breath attack. Oh, that roasted both of these units of Nasty Skulkers up to 108 kills. I saw a Gaze of Malif go off here. That's probably what this big bloodstain was. And Soul Stealers are getting stacked. Whale of Malice doing huge damage in an AoE around as well. And the Blades of the Blood Queen have taken the field while being popped a bit too late. They needed that on the charge. Both the charge with the infantry and the cavalry. It might have allowed them to win and overtake this cav fight here. Now, the thing about the Orc cav is that they're not heavily armored. So a Slaanesh Harvesters can still do well against them as well. So they probably prefer to fight against Skirmisher cav or just infantry itself. Yeah, the goblins are on the run. And this Medusa is just teeing off. I love this unit. She gets in the mix, pops that ability, does a ton of damage, and then doesn't have any real need to chase down anything. She can just hang out and just keep shooting with that devastating attack. Now, she's going to get charged here from behind. 8 Peak Loonies and Nasty Skulkers. That's got to be enough to kill her. But she does cause terror. So, these are goblins. If they take enough damage, she could end up taking them out. Smoke bombs have been popped. But the thing is, with a Flying Lord, all of these units are routing in the same direction. So he's going to be able to chase most of them off before they're able to rally. Yeah, this is kind of a bloodbath. Just not enough leadership here would be my criticism for the Greenskin army. Whenever I go an all-goblin army, I like to bring big bosses as well. And you can kind of intermix them. Bring one with your cav, bring one in your front line, put like maybe Skarsnik on one side of your front line, put the big boss on the other. And that encouragement aura will keep it so that you don't have all of these groups of goblins with, 50% HP running from the battlefield. And Skarsnik's going to get chased down by Malekith. There's no doubt about that. Siren of the Red Ruin, very nice to see this unit getting used. She's pretty awesome. So this was an elite Dark Elf army fighting a very wide Greenskin army. And obviously, not using the Wa at the correct time could have been extremely detrimental. And the fact that he's unfortunate enough that his entire army is routing in the same direction. Oh god, let's watch this effect. It's kind of like a cool purple haze effect. And did she pick up? She picked up a few kills from that, but I think it's more about the damage and less about the kills. And then the Slaanesh Harvesters are going to come in, instantly get 10, 11, 12. You see the numbers just rising as they shoot their cotton candy hands out and kill everybody. But this battle's over, guys, but it was a fun one. Lots of Regiments of Renown being used, even the Hydra, who's an awesome unit that I try to make work whenever I can as well. Dread Spears took just enough damage to allow all of the high-value targets to do their jobs, and do their jobs they did. Unfortunately, these Cav went into engagements that they should have won on paper, and they lost. Yeah, I mean, had the Greenskin player decided to just throw these units straight up the middle, perhaps, to counteract all the infantry, smash the infantry, and then branch out afterwards to get the Cav, I think that's a bit of an underutilized tactic. You'll see it a lot more with Bretonnian players. They'll charge their Cav straight up the middle through their cheap infantry, and they'll use the Cav to do shock damage, pull them out, recycle charge, or at that point, once they've kind of helped their cheap infantry win the frontline battle against more expensive infantry, they'll peel them off and use them in Cav battles, or to isolate large targets. And I think a little bit of that might have been needed here, though probably wasn't expecting to lose these trades. Dark Riders are not very good in this type of matchup, but Cold One Knights and the Slaanesh Harvesters really proved their worth. They're much more expensive units, though. Celestial Harvesters, I think, are 1,100 gold. It's quite a bit. And then Malekith at the end there wasn't even close to being injured. He basically never took a single attack. He probably could have soloed everything that was left here with a little bit of AoE. But guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this bit of gameplay here. And the Siren of the Red Ruin is a unit that I can't wait to use in my campaign. Standard Medusas are cool, but that one extra ability, the color scheme, she's just kind of over the top. And yeah, just killing 19 models with one attack. Had she been getting micro just a bit more, like going from unit to unit to unit to unit with each attack, getting that full like AoE on a full-sized unit, I could see her kills being easily in the 300s. Against goblins, you just attack one unit, switch, switch, switch as you kind of come into range. But a lot of value there. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching once again. My name is Brett. My channel is Goodtalk Gaming. If you guys would like to submit your own replays, all you got to do is join the Discord channel, and there's a Total War replays spot where you can just go ahead and drop a link, and I'll be able to download it and watch it. So, thanks, guys. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Later, y'all.